Hey guys, Ashley with Amare. So, few resources for you guys. We are located in Elizabeth and Highland Park, New Jersey, and I also offer virtual consults. So, if you guys need my help, give the office a call 732-841-0142, and our scheduling coordinator can help you get set up with an appointment. We also have our online shop. So, all the products that I talk about in my videos, those are all in our online shop for you guys to purchase. On our Instagram, Amare Healing Arts is our Instagram. All the products are linked right there in our bio. Also, the online shop is linked, and it's linked in the description box for each video. So you guys can go and check those out. And then we have our online course school, the Post-Op Academy. So all of the things that you would need to know post-op, we are doing online courses for. So things like what kind of massages you need, when you need to get them, who to get them from, how to find a therapist like me, all of that we have online courses for. There are going to be more courses coming out all the time. So check in on that to see what's new and what you guys can learn. If you like my videos, all of those courses are exclusive content. All those videos are exclusive content. None of them are on YouTube. They're all in our courses. So that is amarehealingarts.teachable.com. The link for that is also in the description box, and it is also linked in our bio on Instagram. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. Ashley with Amare. I will see you soon. Bye. And it's Ashley with Amare. So today we have a client who wanted to do a review for me and for you guys, because she was looking for help for her surgery. She started looking before surgery, and then she winded up finding us and finding my YouTube videos, as you guys always do, and she did the thing that you guys always do where you're like, meh, I don't need the foams. My surgeon's going to give me foams. Meh, I don't need to take the course. I'm going to be able to find a therapist by myself. It's fine. And then you get to the part where you've had surgery and then you realize, oh, wait, maybe I do need help. So our lovely lady here is going to join our live, and she's going to tell you about her experience with surgery and the aftercare and all of the things that you guys think are like you doing research, but you're just kind of Googling and YouTubing. And then when you get to the actual thing, you're like, oh, this isn't enough. And that's why I created the course for you guys, is so that you can advocate for yourselves and actually know what you're talking about, know what you're looking for after surgery. So I'm going to let her in and let her talk. Technical difficulties. Let's see. Hello.
Hi.
There she is.
Hey, hi Ashley. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
How, how are you doing?
Good. So, we are here today. You wanted to tell everybody about all the things.
Yes.
So,
Hold on one
she,
second. I'm tapping onto your volume, making it low.
yes.
Okay, here we go. Got it.
So, um, our lovely Melissa here left us a beautiful glowing review. This is how it started. She left us a beautiful glowing review about our post-op course, and purchased a bunch of our products. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, how you doing? Would you like to do a live with me? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. So we're here today for you to just say everything you couldn't fit in the Google review and tell everybody everything. The two main things that I know we spoke about the most, or the difference between the foams they gave you and your foams, and how you were like, oh, my surgeon's going to give me foams, or I'm just going to get foams on Amazon and this is going to be fine and it's just foam. What does it matter? And our course for finding a therapist, because you're like, oh, I can just go find a therapist. It's fine. There's a lot of people that do lymphatic drainage. I'll be fine. And then it wasn't. So
Right.
I'm just going to give you the floor and let you say what you got to say.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having
Of
me.
course.
I'm glad I can share my story. I'm hoping that maybe I can help someone down the road. So I found you because I was going to have a fat transfer to my breast with liposuction. And I had liposuction in my back and a little bit on my inner thigh that they were going to transfer to the breast. And I wanted to know what to expect in the healing process. So I started to Google, came across your video and looked at it. And I was amazed at how much detail, number one, that you gave on what to expect. Because had I not seen that video, I wouldn't have known exactly what to expect, even down to the point where you said in the first 2 weeks your breasts are going to feel like bricks. And they did. Had I not seen your video, I would have freaked out probably. But not only that, is the liposuction part that was really the most important part. You touched on it in that video. But you gave me enough information that I thought, okay, I bought all the products, the laundry care, the wound care. I didn't purchase the lipofoams and I didn't buy the course. And you said in the video, you said, listen, buy the course. You said it's going to help you. And I didn't buy the course because I thought I go, well, my surgeon should know the rest of that, right? So after I purchased all those things, I had my surgery March 10th. Well, after my surgery, I was in a lot of pain in my back. I was swollen. The garment for me was uncomfortable. So I knew you talked about lipofoam pad. So on my follow up about the third day, I asked them for a lipofoam pad. And crazy is that I'm the one asking, first of all. But they gave me a lipofoam pad, and it was this one right here. And the one thing you talked about is if you could squeeze it all the way down, it's not a medical grade lipofoam pad, right? So I had put these in my back. So long story short, it caused fibrosis on my lower back. And so I decided on the 6th day, I said, I'm going to buy the course because I want to know what to expect because this is crazy. I was swollen. I'm in pain. I'm thinking I should know exactly how to care for myself after liposuction. So taking your course, it's a 4-hour course, but it was so detailed. Had I not taken that before surgery, I wouldn't be doing damage control right now. So that's probably the most important part. You talked about how you have to find the right medical grade lipofoam pad, which I ended up purchasing that day from you. And what a difference that foam made on my body compared to this one. I mean, there's a big difference. You showed me how to test it. Look at that. That's the thing that's the difference is that cushion right there is what I needed for the comfort. And the other thing that was really important was the manual lymphatic drainage massage. So the way they do it is after studying your course, I realized it is everything against what you talk about. So what they would do is they would massage my back, which I was already in pain, and they're massaging my back and they're pushing all the fluid out of a little tube that sticks out of my sacral, like the bottom of my tailbone. And they would push all that fluid and it was super painful. Well, on the 6th day I had taken your course, I realized, okay, this is not legal. You said in many states it's not even legal. So I became an advocate for my own body because your course taught me, right? So I no longer did their lymphatic massage. I went, and the other thing about the greatest thing about the course was you had a little questionnaire that I printed out on
Yep,
how
and
to,
that's what I tell you
how,
guys to do is that those questions I give you, screenshot them and print them out. They're for you.
right.
That's the point. Yeah.
Right, which was so important because it taught me how to vet the person, the therapist, to make sure they're doing it properly. Because you said if they say anything about oils or they're using heat or the big no no. So I called probably about 4 or 5 places before I found Elena, who is absolutely amazing. And I remember you said, dry hands on dry skin. Light pumping motion, stretching the skin a little bit to help move the fluids. It shouldn't be what they were doing, which was like pushing everything down and just re-injuring my body. And you talked about how the interstitial fluid is important because it has the proteins and all this other good stuff for your healing. So I went to my first lymphatic massage, probably I told her I was desperate. So she got me in really quickly. And the one thing that I loved is that after I left her facility, she said I had a lot of bloating in my stomach and she did this pumping motion and I had to breathe deep through my belly. I had like, she goes, do you feel lighter? And I said, yes, I feel lighter. But that's not where it stopped. Like the next day, and even the following day, I noticed that I was thinner. Like I'm literally peeing out the fluid versus them pushing it out, right? So right now I do 2 lymphatic massages, and she does the Votter method, which you talked about how to make sure they're accredited in all the schools. I think you said egg coals
Yep,
and
there's a
Votter.
bunch of schools.
Yeah, so she does the Votter method, which unbelievable difference just by doing that. And I'll continue to do that. And you also talked about, I mean, going on your website, by the way, you can go down a rabbit hole. I mean, I ended up going and listening to the about the lipofoams. The garment is important. We just kind of went over that before this. I had my garment fitting, but just your wealth of information on how to care for your body versus, I mean, you talk to me about nutrition and everything, but I mean, is so vital for your recovery so that you're not in your garment past 6 to 8 weeks. And I really truly appreciate the course, and I just wish people knew how important this course is if you're getting any type of liposuction on how to heal, because there's so many. I have several friends that had swelling way beyond the amount. One of them that went to my doctor probably is also dealing with that, um, which is sad because they don't know about this. But I'm their friend, so we've been collaborating together about this. And honestly, she is now seeing a lymphatic drainage massage, probably because she probably has fibrosis. Because if they gave her the same pad that they gave me, there's no way that she doesn't have some form of that.
Yeah, and that's I say it in the foam video, like not all foams are the same. You can't just go on Amazon and buy foam and throw it in your garment because the foam they gave you is the foam you get on Amazon and you had to ask for it. Like your
Which
surgeon's not
which was really a
responsible for your
shock.
post-op care. I know, but your surgeon's not responsible for your post-op care. You are. I would not be doing what I do if they did. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have all this information out there and have to give it to you guys if they did. And that was like my number one thing with the course is like, guys, I can't be there in the room with you. You can call them, they can say they do all these things, they can say it's lymphatic massage, but just like with you, you get there and they're doing this and they're pushing and it's painful. Your massages
Super
should
painful.
never cause pain. Never. If this is the manual lymphatic drainage technique that is used in hospitals on post cancer patients, the same exact massage that you're supposed to be getting, why are they not in pain?
Exactly.
Why are you in pain and they're not? They
Well,
don't.
I always said that even, well, it makes sense because I thought about it, like there's people that get, boob implants and they have the drains
Mhm.
on the sides of their boobs. They don't pump their boobs for that drainage to come out. They let it do it naturally. So that
Drains
was,
are not
yeah,
for swelling. I literally scream it from the damn rooftop. Drains are not for swelling. If that was the case, everyone would have drains and you would not have swelling. Like you said, there's a difference between interstitial fluid swelling and blood. Two very different things. Drains are not for swelling.
and blood did
Otherwise,
come
you wouldn't be
out
swelling.
too. Blood and fat came out of that tube. So, I mean,
Yeah, tissue.
I was in a lot of pain, and
It's because they're breaking
gosh,
the
I would have
tissue
never.
and just forcing that broken tissue. If you stub your toe and I stab a hole in it and just do this, what do you think's going to come out? Broken
Right.
tissue.
Well, I mean,
The body doesn't work any differently, guys. It's the same thing.
yeah,
But that's the thing is like I have this course plastered everywhere, and I'm trying to advocate for it, and I'm trying to tell people about it, and it's just like you guys think it's just
yeah,
whatever. Like, what was the main thing for you that was like, okay, you know what? I really need to get this. Like, I thought I had this handled. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I was getting the right massages. Like, what made you purchase the course? Because you saw it plastered everywhere, just
right.
like everyone else does. Same thing with the foams. And they're like, oh no, these are fine. Oh no, these are fine. Oh no, my massages are fine. What was like that thing that made you be like, okay, you know what? I need to listen to her. I need to purchase this course because this is not going well.
So the main thing was after like the third or fourth day when I didn't buy the course yet, but I was doing my lymphatic. I remember feeling a bump on the left side of my back. And I remember you talked about fibrosis and I thought, this shouldn't be happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I need to know why it's happening. I I'm not getting a lot of answers from my own clinic where I'm going,
Yeah.
right? So there's a lot of times where if it's your body, you want to heal properly, you do research. And like I said, I don't know, my friends call me WebML because literally I will research the heck out of everything because I want to know what can happen, what is the main goal, what not to do, what to do, just so that I heal properly. But they weren't very helpful. So for me, that bump, the fibrosis that I started getting, I thought I better listen to this course because I bet you anything because as detailed as you were on just the one that how to heal after fat transfer, I knew you were going to be very thorough on the course, and
Yeah.
the course is so worth it. I mean, I'm not even covering everything that you talked about in there, but it is vital for someone that's going through liposuction, not just about fat transfer, but mainly liposuction.
Yeah.
Because if anything, you talked about the healing of the breast is not even the biggest issue. And thank God that I saw that video first because the first day the lady laid hands on my breast and I remember you said, "This is liquid gold." She goes, "You don't touch this. 6 to 8 weeks. It's percolating. It's trying to, connect with capillaries. It's trying to find a place to implant. You don't mess with that." And I still, to this day, I have a tiny little bruise that's still, everything else is healed except where she pushed on. So I know there's truth to what you're saying, and it just makes sense. Had I not had your course, she would have been massaging me probably every single day. I would have probably lost all my fat. So that's why I think that, like I said, you get on your course, you look at the lipo film. I got onto that video and I watched the whole video on that. The garment. I watched the whole video on why the garment is important, size wise, why it's important because of the spacing and how it needs to stay together to heal. You can't have it loose, you can't have it too tight, and why the lipofoams are so vital to the healing and for comfort, just for comfort in general.
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate the course. I can't stress it enough for people that are getting ready to do liposuction to take this course and just do it just for your health. Just do it for your healing. It's very important.
Yeah. And the other thing is, guys, like, I know I have a lot of YouTube videos, and like, you guys don't understand. To upload the hour-long YouTube videos, it takes us 6 hours to upload an hour-long video. If I was to teach you everything that I could on YouTube and put together a playlist, I mean, I have a product playlist where every single product, I have a video explaining the product, and the lipofoams video that you're talking about is in there. 90% of people don't even know it exists. And it's plastered on my Instagram. It's in the link in bio. Like, they don't even watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so if I was to take all 4 hours, all 6 modules, and put them in a YouTube playlist, you guys aren't, first of all, it's not going to be seamless. It's going to be interrupted by ads. You're not going to get to take screenshots. You're not going to get the handouts and the printables that I have in the course for you, like that list of questions. You're not going to have access to any of that. Like, I have the lymphatic map in the course for you, and I teach
Yeah,
you
you
how
do.
the sequence is supposed to go when you see your therapist, because
That
I
was
can't
also
be
really
there in the
good, by the
room.
way,
Yeah,
knowing where to put them. They
yeah,
didn't
like
tell me
where,
they gave me the lipo foam pad, but they didn't tell me how to put it.
yeah,
She told me, she goes, "You want to kind of focus just on these two areas, like on the back of your hip." And you taught me how to do it, like even in the front. And I didn't have lipo in my stomach, but it totally helps even with the lymphatic drainage from that area as well. So
yeah.
like a whole 360
It's a
of
whole system.
coverage.
You can't just put a foam in and expect it to work. Like, you can't just pull a tooth out and expect the rest of your mouth to be
Right.
fine. Like, it's the whole
Exactly.
system. So that's
Yes.
my thing is, like, I have it in the course and I have it plastered everywhere for you guys, because you're gonna, and this is the thing, I do wish you purchased it before, because you get to those 4 or 5 days afterwards and you're like, wait, I'm not supposed to have this happening. This is happening to me.
Right.
I didn't have this before. Why is this happening now? That's what the point of the course is for. Because it's not just, here's the questions, find a therapist. I teach you the entire lymphatic system.
Yes.
I teach you why it's happening. There's 2 whole modules with anatomy slides and how, I mean, what did you learn from the anatomy and how it worked? How did you know that, like, when you watched it, you were like, oh, this is what's going on in my body? Like, what was your take on that? What did you learn
Well,
from it?
the sequence of how it's supposed to happen. Everything from starting here and working, emptying it down into the heart area is important. So you kind of work your way at the where it actually drains, and then kind of work your way
Yeah,
backwards so that it's opening the little holes or whatever
the
the
vessels.
pathways, yeah, the vessels to for it to
Yeah,
drain.
it's
That
not
was
just
really
rub. You can't
no,
just rub. That's not
it's
how it
not a
works.
massage,
It's
right?
not.
I learned that it's
It's a
not a
medical
massage.
technique. Yes,
Yes,
it's a medical modality that works with science. Like you have to open things in a certain way. You have to do things, guys. Our trainings minimum to just put your hands on someone and not even learn the science, just learn the technique is 3 to 4 grand and is 40 hours minimum. Okay.
right,
All the information I'm giving you is from every single master's certificate that I have. These are all pictures from the textbook, anatomy from the textbook of like how your body is supposed to heal and get rid of this swelling. There is no guesswork. There is
right.
no, I don't know how this is supposed to come off of me. Like I teach you the phases of wound healing. I teach you how the lymphatic system works. I teach you what your therapist should know. And if your therapist doesn't know those things, then the school they went to was probably not accredited. And then I teach you what the accreditations are that you need to look for and how to find someone. So, like, I remember you were telling me, right? What was your experience calling places after you then knew what you were supposed to be looking for? Like,
Right,
now that you know what it's supposed to be when you called places,
right.
what was like, your response and reaction to those things? Because when you're calling places and you know nothing, you're literally just taking anybody's word and thinking that it's truth because you don't know what's in the textbook. You don't know the science. You don't know how it's supposed to work. So you're believing anything and everything they try to sell you. Now that you know, what was your experience like when you started calling places with the 10 questions I give you in the course?
So one of the most important things was where they got their certificate and the method that they use. Like I would ask them, I said, so what's your method? Like, what do you do on your lymphatic massage? And I called like 4 or 5 places, but one of them in particular stood out because she said, oh, she told me she'd been doing it for 20 years, but she does not have a certificate. And I said, well, why don't you just, since it's really no big deal, why don't you just go ahead and get your certificate so that you have that as your credential? And she says, well, because I've been doing it for 20 years, so it really doesn't, I don't really need it. Well, that's one of the things you're like talking about. They have to have a license that show that they went through the whole school and the process of how to get that certificate, which was really crucial. Um, and then I asked one of them that said that I told him, I said, so where do you get, do you do like the Votter method? I even asked them about the Votter method. And then they said, well, one of them said, she goes, some of those are like old. We incorporate like oils and heat on ours. And I said, oh, I said, but do you do like dry hands on dry skin? Because that's what I learned from your course. And she says, well, you don't have to do that. She goes, you kind of do, but she goes, but we do oils as well. And I thought, okay, so that's a big no-no. So what I would do is I would just say, okay, thank you so much. I go, I have like other places to call, get pricing. I'll call you back if it works. And honestly, I was thinking to myself, you're a big no-no, big time. I said, I'm not going, but I love the questions because they're so simple. How does the sequence flow? How do you have it? One of the questions said, have you ever had experience with plastic surgery? A lot of them do, but the one particular one that I called that I'm using now, she does deal with it. She deals with lymphedema patients, so she
That
was very qualified, and she did the Votter method, which I thought, okay, you're hitting every checklist for
check
me.
all the box. It's
Yeah,
all the 10 questions. Those
and
are the
I
basic 10 questions. Now, here's the thing with that, right? You can have someone that says they do the Votter method, right? Because I've had to call
right,
those schools. I've had to call those schools and be like, hey, this person is claiming to be working under your school, like they got a cert from your school,
right,
but this is what they're doing to people. And they're using your certificate to do this to people. Like you can pay
yeah,
for 3,000, pass the course, have the certificate, But the rest of those questions on that sheet makes sure that what they're doing to your body is legit and is what's supposed to be happening. Because people, I bet you anything, people are going to watch this video and be like, okay, Votter method, okay, dry hands, dry skin, and they're going to try to hack it, right? And they're going to try to call places. Okay, so you're going to walk in and you know nothing about how this is supposed to go. You know nothing about the lymphatic mapping. You know nothing about the lymphatic system. You know nothing about the sequence. You know nothing that I teach you in the course other than the 3 things you heard from this video.
Right.
You're going to walk in and it's going to be that person saying, oh, well, that's the old method. Yeah, I have a cert. Yeah, I do Votter.
Yeah.
That's the old method. They're going to use heat.
Right.
You're going to blow up because vasodilation, which
I
you learn about
remember
in the
you
course.
saying that in the course.
They're going to use heat. You're going to blow up. You're going to get more fibrosis. You're going to be more swollen. And you're still not going to purchase the course. It's
Right.
not just a list of questions. You
Right.
would have no idea what those questions even meant or why the answers were important if you didn't know
Right.
everything that I
Right.
teach you. I can't be there for you guys. I can't be there to yell at them when they're doing bad things to you that are literally textbook wrong and against the way your body works. So I made this course so you can advocate for yourself. That was the point of it.
Right.
So
Well, it was
like
super important, super important, because
exactly.
even after talking to Elena, I said, well, what's your method? And then she says, I only do hand light pumping motion stretching, so like dry hands on dry skin. And she said yes. But even with that, just knowing just that, I still needed to know that she's doing the sequence right. And
Mhm.
that to me was the most important, because if you don't know the sequence, they could be pumping the wrong way. They could be
Yep.
pumping the farthest part and then into here, which is clogging everything,
Mhm.
right? So to me, it was important that you knew the method, the sequence of it too. So
Yep.
she was exactly to a T of what this all these questions were for. And I'm so
Yep.
thankful, because had I not had this, I would have went to the first person that says, oh yes, I do MLDs, and would have not even known. They probably, the first one was recommended from a friend. That's the one that said they do the oils and the heat. And I, right off the bat, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, this is not good. And I don't remember if she said she did Votter, because I remember mentioning that, and they said, well, we have someone here that does that, but we do use oils, and we do. I remember her saying that was the main word that stuck in my head. I was like, no oils,
Yeah.
just dry
And that's the
hands
thing
and dry
too, is
skin.
like Votter is one branch of the
Right,
MLD. Right? There's Chickley, there's Foldy, there's tons of other ones, which I
right,
teach you in the course, like all the other different ones. That's why the questions, we don't stick to just,
yeah,
just this one thing is what you're looking for, just
right,
MLD, just Votter,
right,
just from this
yes,
school, because it matters if you know the map, if you're working the map, and if you're applying the technique to make the map work correctly.
right,
That's what those 10 questions are for. Because, like you said, you called a bunch of different places. They said they did Votter. They said they did MLD. They said they did all these things, but nothing else lined up. And
no,
your therapist isn't specifically plastic surgery either. A lot of you guys are looking for post-op massage. What is that? That's not, you don't need
exactly,
post-op
yeah,
massage.
yeah,
You need manual lymphatic drainage correctly
right,
done,
right,
which is what we're looking for, because your therapist works on lymphedema and probably lipedema too,
yes,
but she's working on you after plastic surgery, and it works better than any post-op massage you've ever gotten, and you're actually getting swelling release, you're actually peeing it out, you're actually doing the biological and physiological thing to get the swelling off of you, and it's working now. But you
right,
were looking for post-op massage.
right,
You weren't looking for all of this, which is exactly
yes,
what you needed
right.
and fixed everything. So, I mean, that's the reason I created it, and that's like the whole point. It's just it gets very, very quickly overlooked because you
No,
guys you got it, and
no,
then
I hope that my story resonates with many people that are about to do liposuction, because like I said, you don't want to go into liposuction not knowing how to heal after liposuction and have to do damage control, which For
That's what
me,
we're doing.
that's where I'm at.
Mhm.
That's where I'm at. I'm doing damage control, and I wish I would have purchased the course before. I just wish I would have done it before. I would have not had all this like pain from them massaging all that fluid out of me, and I would have like a light fever at the end of the day. I wouldn't have it in the morning. I would be fine. But after the massage, my temperature would rise. And I know it's because it was so painful and they're pushing all that fluid. My body's probably trying to repair itself. And that's why I felt more swollen. And that's why my back was killing me. And then they gave me this cheap foam. And this is making it worse. And made me have all these little bumps on the back of my back. And I'm so grateful for this right here. This was the best thing that ever happened to me. This is like a cloud being put in between your garment and your skin, and still letting your still feeling that little lymphatic pull, right? And giving you comfort against the garment so you don't have garment burn. So I mean, like I said, I hope I reach a lot of people who are about to do this to just take the course. It is so worth it, and it's so worth it to be an advocate for your own body after surgery, because the doctors aren't really doctors, they'll send you off and say, okay, you'll probably have swelling for 6 months. That should not happen according to your course. I mean, I could do a follow-up later. I'd
Yeah,
let you
we
know.
should. Actually, at your 8 weeks, we could probably do a follow up because so just to explain like what you had, you didn't have like 4 liters of lipo, massive liposuction done. You just took off enough from your back and sides to do the fat transfer to the breasts. You
Right,
had minimal lipo. You should have minimal swelling and you should have
right,
minimal recovery, according to every surgeon on the face of the planet. Like, that's how it works. And I
exactly.
mean, from what I see, and we had our virtual session today. So you are in San Antonio, Texas.
Yes.
And we did a virtual today to correct your garment, to correct your foams, to give you your instructions for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Even though you're like in pretty good shape, you got a new garment and you couldn't get the foams in and they just threw it on you and they were like, here you
Yeah.
go.
I mean,
And you were
basics.
like,
Oh
help me,
my.
I can't breathe. And I was like, okay, half an hour before our live, let's do this. We just moved the foams correctly in your lymphatic mapping to buffer your garment, and it's a world of difference. You don't need to spend $180 on a new garment. You're perfectly fine. You just ride it out until you're 8 weeks. Like, it's that
Yes, well,
simple.
and then I highly recommend doing a virtual with you if they have to. I mean, seriously, that was probably the one of the best. Not even my doctor would have given me the information you just gave me. They don't talk about the nutrition, what's going to help you to, stay away from salt, drink lots of water, stay away from caffeine. I got that from your course. That's what I got. I didn't get that from my doctor. They give you a garment, they tell you, give you medications for your pain, but there's nothing that tells you what to
How to
do,
recover.
how to
Yeah.
recover,
Like
which
what your
you were really
instructions
great.
are.
And
Because
they
even in
didn't.
our virtuals,
The
because
other
like,
thing too, with the really quick before I
yeah,
forget, but how you said the foam pads, the lipo foam pads going all the way around, even though I didn't have it on my stomach, and even on my upper back, you told me to put one. That's made all the difference already just by doing that. I mean,
what was it, like 30 minutes ago?
yeah, I can sit and not feel the garment like crushing
Yeah.
me. This like I said, those foam pads are amazing. But yeah, I really do encourage and hope people will listen to this and just take the course. It's
Well,
worth
that's the
it.
other thing. Like so you took the course, right? You got the foams, right? And then you still were like, okay, they just flip-flopped my garment. What the hell do I do now? So you scheduled a garment fitting with me under the assumption you needed a new garment, but you didn't.
Right.
You just weren't
Exactly.
using your supplies the way that you need to use them because they didn't give you any instructions. It's not that hard, guys. We don't need to go buy 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 garments. Like, especially for you and like the little bit of lipo you had, it's a lot easier than they make it because you guys are just out here floundering and you're
Right.
like, okay, well, I guess I just got to get a new this and get a new that. You don't have any guidance. You have no rules. You have no instructions. That's the point of our virtuals, is when you don't have any rules, right? Because we didn't just it took us 15 minutes to do the garment thing for me to explain
Yeah.
everything, explain the forms, give you your instructions for the next 6 weeks to get you to your 8 week mark. Then what was the next thing I did? All right, sit down. We need to talk. We need to take some notes. What are you eating? What are you drinking? How are your massages? What are you doing?
Yes.
What products are you using? How often are you using them? Where are you using them? Like, I don't, it's not just, oh, okay, let me fix your garment. Bye.
Right.
Like that's not how this works. That's not how the course
Exactly.
works. That's not how I
Right.
work.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
we're taking care of everything in those virtuals. And then same thing with the course is it's going over everything as far as how this is supposed to go. Because you guys are just picking pieces off the internet trying to figure it out. Like you don't have to do that. I literally do all of it for you, which is
Yes.
the point.
Yes. It's like having your own personal doctor, in a video that you could take notes, or you can go back to the course and look at it and have all the information you need so that you know exactly what you have to do after liposuction. And honestly, best thing I ever did was purchase that course. I don't think I would have healed, not even nearly as close. And I think I would have ended up with fibrosis, thinking that that's just the norm. What am I gonna, I have to live with this, thinking that it's just part of the process of healing. I must have this, And now, by the way, after several lymphatic massage, I've done three, all the little bumps are finally smoothing out, and even the one that was big on the left side has gotten smaller. And
Yeah,
I like the analogy that you use, like an ice cube. It's like when you pour water on it, it just kind of dissolves. It doesn't fully just like liquefy the whole thing. It's a slow process, and it's just honestly just kind of like liquefying itself, and then eventually it'll be gone. And on 2 weeks post-op, which is, I'm just grateful that 6 days
you're 2 weeks.
after I purchased the course, because who knows where I would have been today. I am in comfort. I feel like I'm finally healing the right way, and I'm just, like I said, grateful for the course.
We're gonna have a problem getting you to let go of those foams.
I have plenty of them now. I mean,
I'm
I'm
gonna be like,
stocked.
okay,
I'm
well, let's
set.
switch up with the foams now. And you're gonna be like, do I have to? No, they're
Yes.
comfortable.
And I think the thing too about how you talk about how to care for your phones,
Yeah.
and the detergent that you have. I have all the products. I have the relief cream. I have the wound care. That silver is just like the bomb on closing any wounds. I have the soap, which was really crucial after surgery. I used that soap like, and I couldn't take showers like every day, but
Yeah.
when I did, I used that because I still had, incisions, wounds that were open, so I had to be very careful, and I think that's important too. But those are like the things that they don't go over with you. They didn't tell me I had to use any kind of special soap at all. So I purposely didn't ask them much because I already knew so much, and I already knew, and so by then I was like, okay, I wonder if they're gonna say anything about that. I'm the one that brought up the lipo foam pad because of your course. But I was in so much pain, I already knew a little bit about it from your other course, the other one about
The video.
the fat trans.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video. Gosh, I would have been wearing these and they would have caused more pain because they were sticking to my skin and not moving. And
And those
that's
don't
what
even
it
have
was.
adhesive on them to stick to your skin. They're just cheap,
No.
spongy memory foam, Amazon foam, and they were causing all of these lumps to form
Yeah.
like overnight. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. So
Well,
I'm
I'm
glad.
glad
Me too.
too. I'm really glad because you should be done at like 8 weeks. You didn't have that much done, and already. So you started using the foams, what, like 10 days ago, right?
The 16th is when I ordered them, and I believe,
Yeah, so like a week basically,
yeah,
because
a
it
week.
takes like 3 to 5 days to get to you. You've only had those on for 7 days, and already almost all your fibrosis is gone. Because I
Yeah.
looked at you today, it's not even hard anymore. It's more gel-like
Yes.
fluid. It's reverting back to its fluid state for you to pee it out.
Yeah.
So 7 days, and that foam has already taken care of almost all of your
Exactly.
fibrosis. Reversed
Exactly.
all of it.
Yes. It's the science, like you said,
The
that's helping
science,
you.
yeah, it's the lymphatic science.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I am grateful for you. I'm so happy you're doing better. I am so, so, so happy because this is going to be a
I know.
breeze.
And it's only because of your course and because of all your, like I said, I can go down a rabbit hole on all your videos. I could go down a rabbit hole, but it's going to help me help someone else.
Yeah.
Honestly, if someone's going through that, I'm going to send them your way onto your website, and tell them to purchase the course, purchase the products, purchase the lipofoam pads for sure, because your doctor might not have the proper ones like mine.
Even if
So
they don't give them to you and you go on Amazon, and that's even worse than your doctor giving you the wrong ones, because on Amazon you have no idea what the hell you're getting. Like, they
exactly.
stink like oil, or they're coated in wax, or somebody's already used them. Like, I could tell you so many Amazon lipofoam horror stories. It is gross, which is why we have our own.
Yes.
That's why I make my
No, they're great. I love them.
own.
They do take a little long to dry, but that's only because I have to do it properly. So that's why you always encourage buy more than
Buy
one.
2 sets
So yes, buy 2 sets so that you have one to wear, one that's
and to
washed
wash.
and drying. Exactly.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see how I am in what,
Oh,
8
we'll do
weeks
another like
total?
quick little follow up, and like at like your 8 week mark. So we got like 6 more weeks, and
Yeah, six
we'll
more
do a follow
weeks.
up and see. Is there anything else you want to say about like the course, or because this is the other thing too? You guys will binge watch my YouTube and then be like, "Oh, I got this. I'm fine."
Yes.
And then like
That
7 weeks
was I
in, you're booking a virtual, and 7 weeks in, I'm like, "Hi, did you get the course?" And you're like, "No, I didn't want to spend the money on it." And I'm like, "Okay, well, let me tell you, you're gonna need it now." That you have massive fibrosis all over your body, and you can keep paying 180 for virtuals to see me like literally every week for the next 12 weeks, or you could just buy the course and it would be fine.
yes.
That's why I
Well,
did it, because I don't have enough time in virtuals to give you guys all of that information.
well,
That's why I created it.
I can be I can tell everybody that no matter how many of the courses that you watch of yours, nothing's going to go as detailed or
The
give you
YouTube
as much
videos. Yeah.
information that you're going to need from that course. Because I
Yeah.
watched all the videos, and I'm telling you, the course was more detailed and exactly told me what I needed to expect and what to do if I got fibrosis. And then you even talk about like even if you have fibrosis 3 months down the road, it's still not too late as long as you get the proper foam pads, the proper garment, and the relief cream. That with all that you can still get rid of the fibrosis in the proper lymphatic massage.
Yeah.
um
And then the only reason you know all of that though is because I taught you the science of like the four
in the
phases of
cards.
wound healing in the
Yes.
course. Yeah. Like how, like, when is too late? When is too soon? Like what, or there is no too soon, but like when is too late?
Yeah.
How do we know? Like everyone's like, "Oh, it's 6 months, I have fibrosis, I just gonna keep wearing my garment foams." Why would you do that to yourself? I would hate that.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
would hate
Yeah.
but yeah, that's exactly like you said. Everybody goes and watches all the videos and they're like, "Oh, I'm fine. I don't need the course. She's detailed enough. It's fine." And I'm like, "You don't understand." And then you book virtual with me and I'm like, "Guys, you don't understand." And they're like, "Oh shit, yeah, I didn't understand."
Well, I am going to be really good about my diet too, because I know I
Yeah.
told you I had 2 tacos this morning. You're like,
What?
no, no tacos. So I'm going to be really good about eating the lean meats and salads and just doing the good pasta sauce that you taught me, and as a sauce for some items that I like to eat. So
Yeah.
I'm just very grateful. Thank you so much
Well,
for
I'm
having me
grateful
on the
for
course.
you. I'm so excited. We'll do this again in 6 weeks
Yeah,
and follow up
follow through.
and see how
Yeah,
you're doing.
that's going to
But
keep me
thank
accountable
you.
on my diet for sure.
Yeah, you gotta
For
come back
sure.
in 6 weeks with no fibrosis, completely healed, and out of your garment foams.
Yes. I hope.
Well, I know you will be, because yours is not. You caught it like right at the beginning, and it's already almost completely gone just from like the 7 days of wearing the foams and
Yes.
getting your therapist on board. So I'm not worried about that. You're okay. You're
Yeah.
gonna be fine.
Thank you. I
You're
hope
welcome.
so.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Um, no, I think I pretty much covered a lot of
Yeah.
information. Just like I said, if anybody can purchase the course, if you're gonna do liposuction of any kind, get the course. It'll be a lifesaver. It'll be the one thing you won't regret that you did.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it too.
So the
All
link to the
right.
course is in our bio. You can purchase it directly from our bio or on our post-op shop, amarepostopshop.com. It's literally plastered on every YouTube video. You can purchase it directly from the YouTube video or in the YouTube video shop or on our TikTok link in bio. Like, it's literally everywhere, guys. Just go to the link in bio. You'll see it. If you want to schedule a virtual with me, like she was saying, those custom like things to wean out of your diet, like things that you actually want to eat that aren't going to blow you up, and take out the things that are blowing you up. Go over your garment and foams, go over your surgery, like all the virtual things. You need me to help you. You can call the office, 732-841-0142. And link to our website is in the bio as well. I'm trying to remember all the links to make sure I mention everything. I think that's it.
No, you're
I think I got
good.
products. Yeah, repeat.
You're good at making sure we got it
It just
all.
comes out. The products called lipofoams can be purchased. Link in our bio. Also on our post-op shop, amarepostopshop.com. This video will go up probably next week on YouTube, but I'm going to post it on, because we did it on Instagram, I'm going to put it on Instagram right now. I'm going to download it and just put it right up there for everybody to see. But the video itself will be on YouTube probably next week or the following week, but it will live on Instagram forever.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Perfect. Thank you,
Well,
Ashley.
thank you so much. You have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in 6 weeks. We'll catch up and schedule a date and time.
You got
All
it.
right. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye.